We are back on the Rational Boomer podcast. Hopefully, your day is going well. By the time you hear this, it will be Saturday, but I'm recording it Friday night, TikTok Live. Now, this is we had a TikTok Live just a few days ago, and I thought it was appropriate to do it today because of all the shit going on. We, of course, had the big reveal, the December 19th deadline of the Epstein files. They were supposed to come out. And it turned out pretty much like I expected. There would be some bullshit going on. There would be some distraction, diversion, delays, and all of those things happened. But what you have to understand about these files, it's not just a suggestion to put them out. This compulsion or this compelling of the DOJ to release these files went through the House, went through the Senate, was signed by Donald Trump, the President of the United States. When Donald Trump signed that, it is law. It's not a suggestion, it's absolute law. And whatever it said in that bill, that was the law. And one of the things it said was, you must release all the files. Clearly, they didn't do that. The redaction has to be limited to certain things. They didn't do that. Any redactions you do, you have to describe what they were and why you did it. They didn't do that. So you have to understand what's going on here. Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, and everybody else involved in the DOJ who released these files broke the law. They're all in danger, at risk of being indicted. Now, that's not going to happen while Pam Bondi is the Attorney General. Of course, that's not going to happen when Pam Bondi is the Attorney General. But understand something. These are legitimate crimes, and these crimes have a statute of limitations of 5 years. We're 3 years from the election. So the likes of Pam Bondi with her cover-ups and the violation of this particular law, they're all culpable. They're all at risk of being indicted, investigated, and prosecuted. And I can almost guarantee you that's going to happen with these folks. There's a lot of people angry about what happened, and they may not get it immediately, but it's coming. I'm going to pull up TJ the plumber, and this is kind of an impromptu live that I'm doing here. I told TJ I was going to do this kind of in an impromptu way, just out of the blue. And the point of this is to talk to as many people, to get a sense of what people are thinking out there. We do this TikTok Live different than some folks. If you're out there and want to come up and talk, ask a question, make a comment, whatever you want to do, request to come on, and I'll pull up as many people as we possibly can. So we hope to hear from you. We hope to get some insights. TJ, what up?
Hey, what's up, Mike? This live was a godsend.
Why is that?
Because Rebecca was working me like a dog, so
now
I got to take a break.
You know what? I've gotten
She's just yelling at me. She said I'm listening.
I've gotten to the point at being 65 years old, while I'm fully capable of doing a lot of things, I get off a lot of stuff because, as much as it's not true, my kids and my wife think I'm fragile because I'm 65. Oh, don't have them lift that. And I could do it, but I just buy into it. Yeah, you're right, man. I'm a fucking old guy. You guys better do that because at the core, as I've said many times here before, I'm a lazy bastard. Why do something if I don't have to do it? You saw that the DOJ released the Epstein files.
Yes.
When that happened, what was your immediate reaction?
My immediate reaction was, I know they're not releasing them all, and so since they didn't do that, they violated the law, and Pam Bondi is ultimately culpable, because she's the authority that should have released everything they asked for. So now, what you were talking about a minute before I came up here, she obviously isn't going to indict herself. However, she can be impeached and removed. And either it'll happen now or we'll just wait it out to the midterms. And then she will be impeached and removed and then indicted.
Yeah, and probably not indicted till after 2028. But as I said, there's a 5-year statute of limitations. So she's not out of the woods at all. By the time she gets there, she'll have 2 years that she can still be investigated and indicted.
Well, not necessarily, because they have to approve the new attorney general. So if it's someone that's, if Donald Trump wants so-and-so, whatever crazy fucking idiot that he wants, and it doesn't fly, and they reject that person and reject the next person and reject the next person, they may end up coming up with somebody that says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do the right thing.
Well, yeah. And maybe Donald Trump's political capital won't be very high then. People will be stepping away from Donald Trump. You're right. After the midterms, things could change dramatically. But, the thing about it is Adam Schiff is asking for an audit in the DOJ of all the people that worked on this situation, on this Epstein files things. So there could be some people, the rank and file people that worked on this, that are also culpable in this situation, because this is a law. You may not be the one that committed the crime, but you could be an accessory after the fact. And I think that's an interesting ploy, because I think that pushes the possibility of a leak or a deal or something going on with people in the DOJ that aren't willing to risk their career for meth Barbie, Pam Bondi.
Or maybe subpoenas.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be, this is all coming apart right now. The idea that we didn't get everything we wanted to see in these files doesn't surprise me. It doesn't even really upset me, because I never thought we'd be getting to see everything that we were supposed to see as long as Donald Trump is in charge.
Yeah.
But what happened today, you know what that did? That verified that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, the Republicans, the Trump-the-fucks, they are complicit in this case of Jeffrey Epstein and such. And they've basically confessed that they're covering it up. They didn't even do a good job of covering it up. It was sloppy.
No, they amplified the fact that they're corrupt. And
they absolutely did.
Even the dumbest of the dumb are going to start to figure it out.
Well, they're the ones that are going to get mad, because they've been very anxious to see all the Democrats in there. And you know what I thought was very interesting? In all the pictures that came out, they had a bunch of pictures of Bill Clinton,
yes,
but none of Donald Trump. What are the odds of not having a picture of Donald Trump? You know what that strikes me? It strikes me of something that Republicans said when the House Oversight Committee came out with some pictures, and they said, well, they're just cherry picking. I get a sense that what they were doing in here the last month or so, trying to pick out those things that aren't going to get Donald Trump in trouble. No pictures of Donald Trump. And you know what else is interesting? I've heard that 50 to 60% of everything they put out there has already been seen. What are the odds of that?
Yeah, of course. That I was looking through some of the stuff. There's entire pages that are redacted. The entire page.
So not just entire pages. There's a whole section. Get this: the grand jury transcript that a federal judge said, yes, release it. A transcript for a grand jury, 119 pages. Every page is redacted 100%. How do you fucking explain that?
You can't explain it. You can explain it, but they can't explain it. I can explain it, because that whole section of the documents are about Donald Trump.
Or it's and there were some situations where they redacted things. They would say a couple of names that weren't Donald Trump or might be Democrat, but they'd redact another name. See, the thing is, they are required to make a listing of what they redacted and why they redacted it. They didn't come out with that either.
No. And they're not going to provide that. That's part of the whole thing. They can't. How could they do that? Because they'd be telling on themselves.
Right, exactly. And this is no surprise. And as I've said before, I don't even care if they come out with the Jeffrey Epstein files, because the longer they try to cover it up, the more suspicious they look, the more heat they're going to get. And I think ultimately, between the Oversight Committee and possible leaks, we're going to get the big hit from someplace else other than the Epstein files. No way the DOJ and Pam Bondi is going to turn anything over that makes Donald Trump look bad.
Right. Well, did you see the clip about that Ro Khanna came out and did on the press conference?
Yeah, I did.
Where Ro Khanna basically said anyone complicit with covering this up will be held accountable. So you got to
absolutely.
You got to think, like, even if some of these Trump-a-fucks that work for the DOJ, they're probably not going to want to sync with that chip. I would have to imagine, and that goes back to what we talked about. You know, this is the leakiest ship in all of history. I mean, it's more leaky than when the Titanic hit an iceberg, you know?
Yeah, so, no shit.
So I have to imagine that these people are going to say, fuck that. I'm not going down with this ship. I'm going to fucking save myself.
Oh, yeah, you can bet there's going to be a lot of people. Maybe, you know, we got 2 more Republicans that are retiring. Stefanik and somebody I think named Loomis. These 2 Republican reps said, fuck it, I'm not running again. And we're going to see more and more people. They're all going to bail.
Right, exactly. They're not going to, they don't want that smoke. I mean, how?
No, hell no. I'm going to pull somebody up here. If they come up. Not seeing it come up though. Not sure why. We'll get somebody up here. Okay. We got 2 people up now. I didn't see the other one come. We got Jeffrey and Gabrielle. How you 2 folks doing?
I know Gabrielle.
Hi.
I am here.
Hey, Gabrielle. Jeffrey, are you still here?
He's out of the app. We can't hear you if you're out of the app.
Just try us back a little bit later. That's all right. We got Gabriella here. Hey, Gabrielle, what's on your mind tonight?
Hi, Boomer. Hi, TJ.
Hey.
Hope you're both doing well.
We're doing
good. Well, changing the subject from what you were talking about, I just want to say that 2 days ago, I was going to the post office in my quaint little town and witnessed ICE.
Oh, wow.
Take a man, and I filmed it, and I screamed many obscenities at them. It was really awful. They broke out his window in a parking lot of a gas station, and they yanked him out of his car, and 3 guys were on him. Like, it was just so uncalled for, you know, the aggression that they showed. And
you know, it's got to be traumatic to go through something like that, but to even watch something like that for yourself has got to be traumatic. I'm just trying to imagine sweet, quiet little Gabrielle going, "Hey, motherfucker!" Did you go that hard?
Oh, I don't even believe the things I said to them. And I do have video of it. I went off. I'm like,
nice.
I really, yes.
Well, that's the kind of violence that the Proud Boys love, just so you know.
Well, I called them out. But I guess that's all I can say. I really called them out and told them that actually, Boomer, I used your phrase, pussy ass bitches.
Well, and again, I have to give credit where credit's due. I stole that from Chrissy Teigen. She tweeted that to Donald Trump years ago, and I just loved it. So I thought, I like that term.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Chrissy Teigen is the one that first quoted it that I saw. But, Gabrielle, did they give you any kind of pushback or say anything to you, or were you just one of many?
No, it was just myself. And then another woman was filming. She got like 2 minutes of the film. And I, yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I, I basically told them where the bear shits in the buckwheat. And then some. And actually one of the costumed quote unquote agents said to me, I've never heard such language from a woman, and I
Too
just
fucking
flipped him-
bad.
I flipped him the bird and I said, "Go F yourself."
Right.
So I said,
I,
you're not agents. You're not federal agents. You're cosplaying.
I'd be surprised if he hadn't heard those words before. You know, a guy in a bar wearing a nice costume hitting on a girl. I'm sure he's heard a lot of cuss words in his life. Well, Gabrielle, I'm proud of you.
I think
I
I manifested old soul.
Oh yeah, you know, Old Soul first got on the show, and everybody goes, "She's so sweet and nice."
Not
Yeah,
anymore.
but don't piss her. Don't
Yeah.
piss her off.
Well, and
She's
that's
pissed
me.
off
Like
now.
I'm Sicilian. I'm from Sicilian heritage. So I said they got my Sicilian up, and I'm not gonna. And I was like trying to call out to the gentleman that they were, kidnapping. And I said, "What is your name? What is your name?" But he didn't hear me. And then we do have there's a hotline that I called right away. And they told me to go back and try to find anything in the gentleman's car that would, show who he was or his name
Yeah.
or his identification. And I got his license plate number. So we do have, there was a hotline I could call, and there are lawyers involved. And so they, I did what I could.
Was there any way to know whether this person was actually an illegal immigrant, or not that they should have been treated like that regardless, but
No.
did anybody know this guy or anything?
No, he was a Hispanic man. He had construction boots on, and I kept yelling to them, "Show me a warrant, show me a warrant." And then when I went back, the people I spoke to on the hotline, they said, "Go back and see if there's anything in his vehicle that identifies him." There was a construction helmet and a big toolbox of, he was a working man, basically.
Yeah. You know, with your Sicilian background, you maybe should have walked up to him and said, "I'd hate to see something happen to your beautiful family." And then
Yeah, right.
give her that full Sicilian shit.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
yeah.
well, I'm proud of you for standing up. That's what we need in this country: more people standing up and speaking out. More people a lot of people don't feel comfortable with it or aren't in a position to do it. So if you can, that's the best thing you can do. That's helping the cause here. So I appreciate that.
Yes. And film it. What I've learned is that you should do is film it. And I mean, the hotline that I have here I'm right near the
What?
Buffalo Bills stadium. It's like a
Oh,
white.
okay.
Is it a
Wait.
toll-free number?
Gosh, you know what? Yes, I think it is. I'll try to pull it up in the comments and share
Absolutely.
it with you
Yeah.
guys.
Do that. Yeah. Do that.
And yeah, you call and you report what you see, and they try to track down at least who the person was and contact their family. And there are lawyers behind all of this, so yeah, it was really, I'm sorry, it was really upsetting.
Yeah.
No,
It was awful.
I can
I,
imagine.
I can tell you one thing for sure, because I'm your neighbor to the west a little ways.
Yes, you are.
And there is not a lot of undocumented people working in my area or your area.
Right.
A lot of them are documented people. So more than likely, the person that they grabbed was brown and they looked brown, so they grabbed them. But more than likely, they're here on a legal visa or they're a citizen.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had gotten word that they were going to be targeting the Walmart in my Hamburg, New York, which is right outside of Buffalo. So, and I guess they have been hitting that Walmart. So it's disturbing, but
Well, you did the best thing you could do. I understand it's traumatic. It's just something we're dealing with in this country, but you did the best and only thing you could do. So you should be proud of yourself for that. I can't stress enough that people have to speak out at some point in order to make some changes, and you did that. So that's awesome.
yeah, and well, but it's also in part to you who, you are the voice. You and other podcasters who are spreading this information and spreading the truth, because we can't rely on our news to do it. And CBS, they're all bought and paid for. So this is where we are going to fight back. And so thank you, Boomer, for all you do.
No problem. I enjoy doing it. It's very cathartic for me. I get things off my chest, and I'm pretty calm otherwise. Gabrielle, thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to try to run through a lot of people because this was kind of an impromptu
great.
thing, and
Thank
a lot of
you
people
so
don't get
much.
on. But thank you for all your support. You're always
Yes.
there in the comments when I see you, and I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Hey.
Mike. Take care, guys.
Take
All
care.
right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Mike, while you're pulling up the next guest, I just wanted to point out that TikTok can go fuck itself for suppressing this live. They're fucking pieces of shit. They're definitely tamping down this live.
Well, they are, and that may be good because then we don't have to deal with Trumpleflex. I think it may had something to do with Gabrielle using my quote.
Yeah, maybe.
If you know.
Yeah,
That made
maybe.
him. But it was low anyway. I don't care. The thing about it is we do a good show. We put it on Spotify. We put it on YouTube. A lot of people will get to hear it, and they'll get a lot of good information. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess you're not
there's no-
selling enough stuff on the TikTok shop for them.
I haven't sold shit, so and I won't. All right, let's pull up Aquarian OG if he's coming up. It doesn't look like he's coming up. I feel like these people drop off at the last moment. Okay. Let's see if this person comes up. You don't think they set something up where I can't take guests now? I haven't gotten any.
Here's a question for Bren in the chat. Bren, I shared you the live. Did you get it? Let's see what she says. Because I shared this live with a lot of people, out of my list. So Bren, let us know if you got in here because of my link. Let's see what she says.
I'm having trouble pulling people up.
Bren says
Let me
yes.
try this.
Blue did too. Okay. So
Okay. Now we have Aquarian OG. How you doing? What's on your mind?
Hello, can you hear me?
yes.
We can hear you.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Good.
First time, long time. So, I was having a conversation with my mom because we kind of chit chat about the political goings on and everything. And
Right.
the hardest thing that I think I'm having time I'm wrapping my mind around is why, despite everything, America seems determined to kind of cut off their nose to spite their face. I don't get it. I don't see what the end goal is. Like what this yellow brick road that they think is at the end of it. Like, I don't know if it's because they feel like it's not going to affect them, or kind of the way that what was it? I think it was during World War II. There were it was like an association of German Jews that basically helped the Yazis because they thought that they would be okay,
Yeah.
and they weren't. They weren't like this. as they say, kind of, crap tends to roll downhill.
Well, Aquarian, this is what I've said the same thing too. Even after the first term, you know what you know, you saw what you saw, you heard what you heard, and you still voted for him in 2024. What could you possibly be thinking of? And my contention is this: you're either evil and you like this stuff, or you're stupid. And because I'm a positive guy, I'm just going to assume they're stupid. So we got 49% of the country that is stupid, and that may be our problem.
I feel like it's just overwhelming, like sort of just bigotry, and they're kind of like in awe because somebody had said, I saw on TikTok earlier, that they were basically talking about how two Hollywood presidents, so essentially Reagan and Trump, pretty much have kind of ruined the government and kind of ruined the country. But people were so in awe that they're just like, oh, well, they're famous, so they must be doing something right. So they can't be leading us to damnation or anything. But it's just at this point, I'm like, we're at the other end of a decade now, man. And it's rough. It is extremely rough.
This is probably the roughest first year I've ever seen with any president in my lifetime. And, the first one I can kind of remember is Kennedy, JFK.
Yeah.
But I have the same feeling as you do. I don't understand how there can be still people following this guy and supporting this guy. And I'm not even talking about general people. I'm talking about people in politics. Don't they understand that this is going off the cliff and they're going to go with them if they don't fucking back off soon? But apparently they don't care.
Well, it's this weird thing where they think that the public has as short a memory as they do. So they figure, oh, well, maybe if I, like you look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's stepping back, and it has nothing to do with any altruistic reasons. It's all because it was like, well, MAGA has kind of run its course. So the best I can do is try to see if I can get a rebrand off as a moderate Republican. So when it's all said and done, I'll be remembered in history for being, the person that took a stand. And it was like, no, I still remember you as the jackass howling like a monkey at a State of the Union address. Like I still remember all that. And I think that they think that the people that are going to be voting, which it's not going to be boomers overwhelmingly in the next, the next couple of elections. And I think that they think that the younger generations are like boomers, where they're going to be like, oh, well, just crazy things were going on. It was crazy times. No, people are going to remember that. It's in record. It's digitized. Like it's not a newspaper that you can just yank off a stand and get rid of. But I think overall they just figure, get out of it what you're going to get out of it. You get all the political capital you can. And now that MAGA's kind of run its course and doesn't really offer any more political capital, then why continue dealing with it? Why continue playing that game?
You know who the first politician to walk away from Donald Trump, understand that this was a ship that was going down? The first politician to walk away from him. Do either of you guys know who that is?
Say again?
The first politician to step back from Donald Trump and say, I've had enough of this. I'm getting away from it.
As far as MAGA or just Republicans?
Just Republicans.
What is it? Isn't it the guy that's sort of, he's not coming back? What is it? Tom Tillis, I think?
No, it's not him. I'll remind you, and you'll get it as soon as I tell you. Paul Ryan. He was the Speaker of the House when Donald Trump was first in. Now, he backed away very early, and I got to be home with my family and all that shit. But I'm going to tell you what. If people that are following Donald Trump think people are going to forget about it, what's going to happen if Paul Ryan comes back and runs for president? The first thing they're going to say, you helped Donald Trump, that pariah motherfucker.
They'll
never get rid of the stink.
None of them really have a shot at any sort of presidential run or anything after this, because an opponent doesn't have to be overly qualified. They don't even have to be overly liked. All an opponent has to do is have their campaign people just trot out videos of you, wearing a MAGA hat and tap dancing like a jackass for this guy. And sitting in these meetings where these sycophants, fawn over him and more or less glaze him, to no end. Like, they're just going to show that. That's it.
You have to remember one thing, that especially what's going on right now. And I tell this to people, and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" this is one of the most historic times in the history of our country that we're living in.
Oh,
right
it
now.
is.
And
It is.
this whole cover up with Jeffrey Epstein and all this stuff, this is going to lock them out of a presidential race for at least 12 years. At least that long. They're
Well,
not,
not only that, but letting the ACA subsidies lapse
right, exactly.
into next year.
The-
All
the
this
sh-
stuff is going to kill them.
They're
like-
essentially killing the people that are going to vote for them too, because the elderly are generally the most affected by this. A lot of them are affected by it. So it's like you're going to kill your voting base.
Yeah,
it's like
Absolutely.
COVID all over again.
and
Yeah.
I liken it to something that Mike said a couple of times, is that the snowball is starting at the top of the hill and it's starting to roll down the hill, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to get so big that they're not going to be able to stop it. It's just going to run them over, and they're going to be finished. And they and the general Trump-a-fuck voter doesn't know that. They have no idea what's about to happen.
No, they don't. I would hope the
Yeah.
politicians do, but apparently they don't act like it.
It's this weird hive mind type thing that I see where it's almost like you have people doing it. And I notice it with a lot of younger people because I'm a millennial myself.
Okay.
And I notice that with a lot of the younger people, like the Gen Z or the younger millennials and stuff like that. It's almost like, oh, well, that's just a thing to do. That's like, I don't want to be part of the out crowd. It was like when I was coming up, when I was in high school, you would have kids that would wear the, the Bush Cheney shirts, or who was Bush Senior's president? Vice president. I forget.
Who was it? I'll check just a second. I should know this. I don't know why I don't know this. It was some dope.
Yeah, but I remember people like wearing those shirts and didn't really know anything, but that was like the cool, edgy, sort of fratty thing to do. And it's like most of these people, like when their grandparents are not around to influence how the family votes as a whole, they're not going to know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Was it Dan Quayle?
Dan Quayle. It was Dan Quayle, the guy that can't spell.
Yeah. So they just, or they wear the Reagan Bush shirts and shit. They excuse my language.
Yeah.
Sorry. They wear that. And I was just, and most of them couldn't give you like a solid sentence or a thought on politics. It was just something they did. But what they didn't realize is they were inevitably marketing for that weird sort of conservative Republican type thing without meaning to, like. So it's very strange to me. But it's this, what is it? The cult of personality. It's going to be studied. It's definitely going to be studied.
Yeah, it's going to be studied. Christiano says the word was potato. He spelled it with an E. And the kid said, no, there's no E. And Dan goes, yeah, there is. And the four-year-old said, Mr. Vice President, you're fucking dumb. Well, Aquarian OG, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much,
A
Mike.
bunch of people.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike.
You're welcome back anytime. We enjoy hearing from you.
All right, will do. I'll keep listening to you on the pod, sir.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, thanks.
That's what I like about doing this. You know, this is a more low-key TikTok live, TJ. And I know you take offense to it when they govern us down and they don't let as many people through. It doesn't bother me because it's kind of easy going and flowing. We don't deal with as many Trump-a-fucks. It's kind of a decent deal.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble inviting people and having them show up.
Oh,
It took
shocker.
me two.
That's a
What's
shocker.
that?
I said that's a shocker.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wonder
maybe
why
it's
that
in-
is.
Maybe it's the new owners. Here's one that we should be able to get up because Jay of the Canadian Way. Jay, how you doing? We had British John on the other day. He told a mom joke. You missed it, but you're here now.
No, I caught the live later, so I heard it in the end anyway.
Oh, well, good. Wasn't one of his best, but it wasn't bad.
I've been busy with finals, and I just finished those today, and what little time I haven't spent on those, I've spent up in the top of this little crow's nest thing with a little pair of binoculars and a little wanted poster in the thing next to me that says Eric's pants. I've got a little pair of binoculars just looking for those fucking things all the time. I can't find them. I don't know why.
Wow.
Oh boy.
So, what was on your mind today when you heard about the release of the files, the weak, lame attempt at releasing the files?
Well, first of all, I wanted to it's probably the wrong word for this, but I didn't want to really like spit in the eye of the people who are going, oh yeah, see, it's not going to mean anything. It's no consequences. It's just going to be swept under the rug. He's Teflon Don. He's going to get away. No, it's blatantly obvious that they're covering shit up. It's blatantly obvious that they're hiding shit. It's right out in front of our faces. Like, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining.
I've said this many times when we were talking about releasing the files. I said, I don't think they will release the files until after Donald Trump's gone. And while they have released some of the files, a lot of it we've seen before, I still don't think we're going to see the real files until after he's gone. However, I'm not upset about that, because the more they try to hide it, the worse it is for the Republicans. Now they clearly are looking like they're hiding something. There should be no debate about it at all. The anticipation of these files and the Republicans continually trying to stop it, that's nothing but bad for the Republicans. So I'm okay with it. We'll get stuff out of the Oversight Committee and leaks and stuff. Something will come, but the longer they try to cover those files, the worse off they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. When what was his name? The guy who just dropped off?
Aquarian OG.
Yeah, Aquarian OG. Sorry. Yeah, I've got a thing open in front of me that I'm trying to do. I got one last thing for one of my classes and then I'm home free. But he mentioned it as being like a hive mind thing, as being like wanting to be part of an in-group. I mean, yeah, there are elements of that. Definitely wearing the shirts and all that. Definitely wanting to feel special, which, you know, when all this blows over, we really need to just completely kill that aspect of our culture. Yeah. Of just wanting to kiss up to people, just, you know, to try to cash in on their fame. We need to make that as uncool as it's possible to be. But
and I agree with you, but you can't fix stupid. I'm sure you've heard that.
Something to be said for that. Yeah,
you can't fix stupid. So these people are going to latch on to the next stupid ass fucking thing that comes along. But hopefully, it's so exposed and so corrupt, which we know it is, that it tamps that down for at least 10 to 20 years. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I'm actually, you know what, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it, where I'm here and I have the ability to express it. Normally I say that, you know, I said on the live before that normally if you think Will's mad, I'm usually riding 2 notches above that. Yeah. His take on it is when it comes to the red hats, it's like, yeah, no, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Mine is above that. I know I shouldn't want this. I know I shouldn't be thinking this way, but I'm so mad at these people. I want everyone who voted for Donald Trump in 2024 to be dragged out and charged with treason. I really, really do.
Yeah, I sometimes I feel like that way. At the very least, I want these people to suffer the consequences they insist on inflicting on themselves. And I think some of them are right now farmers and, you know, people that have family members that are being deported and people losing jobs and paying high prices in groceries. The only problem with that, there is perfectly innocent people who are suffering through these things too. That's the only downside to this. But if Republicans are suffering right now, I have no sympathy.
Hey,
maybe that's what it takes for you to think.
You know what I think about when I think about this? Do you guys know the movie Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a scene where Aldo
I love Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, Aldo has the German officer and he's arresting him to take him in.
Right.
And he says to the officer, he says, one day when you land on Nantucket Island, you're going to take off that uniform. and he said, I can't abide by it. So he takes out his knife because he said, you should never be able to take that uniform off. So he takes out his knife and he carves that symbol, you know what symbol, into him, into his forehead. So he can't take it off. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, they should be stuck with that forever. Somehow they should have to wear that so they can live in shame for all of eternity.
Well, you know, when it's all said and done, even though they're not wearing MAGA hats, all you have to do is look for the man or woman with a little drool coming down one side of their face, clearly not sharp, not smart, maybe kind of waddling around. Because, you know, every time I run into a Trumplefuck, I feel like I'm teaching a special education class, because these people just are not bright, and it's disappointing to see how many low intellectual people there are in this country. It's really kind of a crisis in this country that we have this many people that are misinformed, ill-informed, or just flat out stupid. I don't know how that's possible in this day and age.
Mike, I love you, man. Don't insult special ed kids like that.
Well, it wasn't my intention to insult.
No, I know it
special
isn't.
ed.
Jay made a joke that was funny. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. No, my point of it is that every time I sit and talk to them, I feel like I have to talk at a lower level just for them to understand, and even still, they don't.
Somebody's
understand.
calling me. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm gonna.
No, I'm not dropping off. I'm going to mute myself just real quick.
You can stay there. Let's pull somebody else up we know.
Oh, there's Trucker.
Who obviously has some insights. Trucker T,
What do you
what's
say,
up
Mike?
with you?
What do you say,
Not
fella?
much. We just hang.
Trucker,
We just
Trucker's
chilling.
Trucker's getting ready for a road trip tomorrow.
I am. I'm heading
Where
to
are you going?
I'm heading to a garage in Pennsylvania.
Wow. Probably best not to talk about it if it's illegal.
I would say so. Hey, listen, I thought about you yesterday
Who?
in a good way. So
Oh boy.
Me or
Well, that's-
TJ?
no, you.
Yeah, I'm back.
So when we were on your live a couple days ago, we were talking
Yeah.
about how he says whatever and they just eat it up and they just eat it up right after his speech. Remember when he was saying that everything was low, gas prices are down, the economy is butterflies. The very next day, I was kind of flipping through TikTok and I heard this lady on the live right after the speech, and she lives in California, and she argued for 15 minutes that it's true. Everything he said is true simply because he said it. And she believed every single word. And I'm thinking to myself, ma'am, you cannot be this. She said, well, I live in Beverly Hills and gas is $7 and blah, 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 blah. And somebody's like, are you a nanny or? But it just amazes me that they don't understand that it's not hard to research. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the point. They aren't motivated to look into anything. They just believe whatever comes out of his mouth. He thinks anything he says is absolute gospel. They believe it. And no matter what you do, there's going to be certain people that are that stupid or uninformed that will just believe whoever they look at is their Lord and Savior. And unfortunately, those people are unredeemable. They can't be rehabilitated. They're
No.
stupid now. They were stupid when they were young, and they'll be stupid when they're old. It's unfortunate.
Don't forget evil. When you say you're either stupid or evil, it goes further than that. These people aren't just stupid. They're not just evil. They are stupid, evil, and insane to a ridiculous degree.
Well, look at the big nothing burger that happened today, right? We
Yeah.
had the biggest, juiciest nothing burger that I ever seen today. And all I hear now is, well, you guys wasn't talking shit when Bill Clinton, blah, 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 blah. Like, we don't care.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
we don't.
Nobody gives a fuck about Bill Clinton. Who gives a fuck about him in this? I mean, seriously, if you give a fuck about Bill Clinton, put a W in the fucking chat. No
Exactly.
and you're not going to see one. No one fucking cares. Like, if he did something wrong, fuck him. Like, prosecute him. But the thing that's sick and sad is that they're covering it up, and it's only going to work for so long. And eventually, the truth will be exposed.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope tonight at midnight, right? We've got another 40 minutes, 42 minutes before Massey starts reading off that 20 name list. So
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Me personally, I cannot wait for when the big beautiful brain blister or whatever it is that bursts in his head that finally gets him. I cannot wait to see all these people that follow him fall to the ground, foaming at the mouth because their queen is dead, and now the drones have no brain for their hive.
Right, right. I'm just hoping if when he bites into a McDonald's fish sandwich, that there's a big ass bone that lodges in his jowly throat, and he chokes himself out in front of the people. You know, you brought up Bill Clinton, and he brings up Hillary Clinton. You know when Bill Clinton left office as president of the United States? 2001. 25 years ago. Why are we still? Who gives a fuck about him or Hillary
That's
or
my
Kamala for that matter either? I mean, I like the woman. I wish she was president, but that's old
Because he's
news. We
jealous.
can't-
Well, because he
Well, guess what? Kamala's not in the Epstein files.
No, she's
not.
definitely not.
Bill is there in his Speedos. You know what?
So what?
Yeah.
Well, the thing I don't understand, what we know about Bill Clinton, if you told us he was at Epstein's Island, and it turned out he was never at Epstein's Island. He was on the plane a couple times, going different places. He was in his place in New York. But if you said that Bill Clinton was in Epstein's building, wherever it is, and he was involved in some sexual escapade, who's surprised by that?
No
I'm not
one.
surprised by
Yeah,
that.
fucking no one.
Not one. I would expect it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, but you know, and Donald Trump keeps trying to blame Joe Biden. Now it's getting a little weird because he's been in almost a year, and he's blaming Joe Biden. We had inherited the worst economy, which is a lie. But Donnie, you're supposed to be the genius.
Right.
You can't be still blaming Joe Biden when you've been here for a year. If you're that great, why haven't you fixed what Biden did? Why are you still blaming Biden, for fuck's sake?
Right.
Again, let's go back to the performance improvement plan, right? 30, 60, 90 days. Big corporations will get you out of there. Why
Right.
can't we put, Congress, put this guy on a pip and get him out of there? And what we should be talking about right now is why Pam Bondi, Dan Blanche, all those guys ignored the
Dan
law.
Blanche.
Todd
Yeah.
Blanche. He meant
Todd Blanche, yeah, ignored the law today. You know what I mean? By
Well,
not
right.
releasing all of the files.
And that's what TJ and I were talking about early on in this live, is that make no mistake, this passed through the House, passed through the Senate. Donald Trump signed it into law.
And it
This
was
isn't a
clear.
suggestion.
Right.
And it was clear. It was Donald Trump keeps talking about a mandate. If there was ever a mandate, it was to release the Epstein files, and all of them. That's what it says. And they didn't do that. So even if they release the files tomorrow, they still broke the law.
Yep.
They're still at risk of being indicted and prosecuted at some point when we have normal people running things. And Trucker, as I told TJ, it's a 5-year statute of limitations. So 3 years out from now, they're still in trouble, whoever the president and whoever the attorney general is.
Right.
And it
And
could
to-
come earlier than that.
Yeah, and to recap that could change in the midterms, or even before that, if there's Republicans on board with it, because they could realistically, what could happen is they could impeach Pam Bondi, remove her from office, and of course, dumb fuck Donald Trump's going to put up his yes men over and over and over again. But they could just deny, somebody until they got somebody that's going to play ball, and that person gets put into office and then says, I'm gonna do the right thing for America. I want the truth to be told. And Donald Trump will be fucking sunk.
You know what, TJ?
Absolutely.
I think Hoppin' Bob is going to do it. Dan Bongino, because he's nervous. He's shook for some reason. He
Yeah.
hasn't been on TV or nothing since that Fox interview.
Well,
He's
Trucker,
nervous. He's going to tell it.
if you were going to go to prison, you'd probably be nervous too.
Yeah.
I would sing like a canary. You hear me?
Right. I hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Rebecca with us now again. And Rebecca, welcome. I just want to let you know, well, I know you were listening because you commented in the background, but your husband's fucking whining again because you cause him to do a little work now and again. So,
Yeah, well, not for nothing, but I just finished for the evening, so
oh, okay.
Hey,
What was
Becca, I
it-
got
what
a
was it
question
like
for
around-
you.
what,
Go
so-
ahead.
Does he make you watch those plumbing videos?
Sometimes he likes to show me the photos of figure out what's wrong with this.
Yeah, he's sending them to me now, by the way.
Well, you're like
So
one
you
of
guys-
the only people across the country that probably hasn't called him for plumbing advice.
Oh, got you. Well, I don't need to because he sends me the videos, the how-tos.
Hey, listen, don't talk any shit because I bailed out JD Farmer one night. He was fucked, and I bailed him out.
He
True.
did.
Yeah, you
This
guys.
is
So
becoming.
what's that? What's that, Jeff?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just realized that this all has a very unfortunate double meaning, and I'm trying not to laugh at it.
Oh, you're a sick fuck. I get it, and I don't want to.
I wouldn't have thought it if you hadn't said it the certain way. Just so you know.
I was just going to say, having TJ and Rebecca and Trucker T sitting around watching plumbing videos, man, I want to party with you motherfuckers. You sound fun.
Hey, Trucker knows that's not true.
It gets really exciting when I make him watch the elevator videos.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Next.
I like watching the dog and baby videos. That's my shameless passion. I love watching those things. It's hilarious. I'm going to pull somebody else up here and see what they have to say. We like to get other people's input. Okay. Something's going weird with TikTok because I keep hitting people and they don't come up. Let's try this. This is a shot in the dark and nothing. The fuck? You know, I'm getting a little tired of TikTok. We hear that.
Yeah, they're fucking with us.
No, they are fucking with us, but we don't care. I'm just using them.
Maybe I can bring
for,
somebody in.
How could you bring somebody in?
Well, it says here that. Oh, there we go.
I got Artie coming in. Hey, Artie, how you doing? What's on your mind? Artie?
Artie's
Sounds
on
like Artie.
TV.
Artie's otherwise engaged. You know, we don't have as many people in here as we normally do, and that may be the reason some people are finding themselves in a position with, you know, they just happen to hit the wrong button.
Juan Dioro says, did you guys talk about the Kennedy Center rename? No, we didn't talk about that. But,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
but it's the stupidest fucking thing ever. They can't do that. The board can't rename the Kennedy Center. It has to go through Congress, and Congress is not going to fucking do that.
Well, he already put the words up on the building. It's already
Right.
he had it done today.
Well, they're going to come
So-
down. They're
Well, they
gonna
are going to
back
come
off.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to
They're
come,
going to come
down.
down.
But I heard something today that said he hurried up and did it because it's harder for it to come down than it is to go up. Now, I don't know what he meant by that, but he
I've-
said,
I've operated a man lift. It's not hard to take those to do that.
well,
It's pretty
not
easy.
not physically, but as far as the law, like once it's up there, then they've got to go through processes to get it taken down. It's crazy.
Why?
The only thing that pathetic excuse for a I don't even want to call it a pathetic excuse for a human being. The only thing that creature's name belongs on is the fucking gates of hell or a garbage
Yeah.
dump or both.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up, see if I can pull somebody. Okay, Christy's coming up. I think that's her name, Christy, and the other part's something else.
Asgard
Christy,
just
how you
called him
doing? What's on
Throtus.
your mind?
Hey,
Hey, Christy.
Yeah, so, it's like you're talking about this renaming of the Kennedy Center, and it doesn't matter to this administration at all. They don't care about privacy. They're just going to do it. And, part of it, I think, is that, Musk motto,
Chrissy, you've got a
break
bad
thing,
connection.
that sort of thing.
You've got a
Yeah,
Do
really
I?
bad connection.
you're kind of breaking in and out of there. I'm not sure what would cause it, but
Okay,
you know what you're saying is true. That
I should drop
this
off then.
DOJ and this. Okay, okay. Well, we'll answer what you just asked because she was talking about. She's making a good point, though, that this administration and our DOJ has decided that law doesn't matter. Every time they're asked to do something, they just ignore it. Whether it be the naming of the Kennedy Center, or the or the releasing of the files, and so many other things. One of the most damaging things they've done is essentially usurp or undermine the rule of law, and that is a problem. Not everybody is following the law, and most of them are Republicans. Coffee Man says any board member that objected to renaming was muted and wasn't able to cast their vote. Yeah, that actually happened. As far as I know, it was only one of them that was saying, "Nah, I don't like this," and they muted the vote. I mean, it would have still passed if they didn't mute their vote, but this was so important to Donald Trump that it was a unanimous vote. That's how petty, that's how simple-minded piece of shit he is. It had to be a unanimous vote, so anybody that was going to vote against it, they just muted their mic. Fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, just put them on the list. I'm reminded of that old Family Guy bit where Stewie sings, "I've got a little list." That's been me for the entirety of my fall semester, is just thinking, I've got a little list, and just,
It's a long list, though. It's a long fucking list.
oh yeah.
Let's pull somebody else up here, see if we have any more luck. I believe this gentleman's name is Michael. And Michael, what's up with you? What's on your mind?
Well, a little bit of background first.
Okay.
I'm from the same area of East Tennessee that Ed's from,
Oh, okay.
and although people like to think of that place very red, there's a lot of blue there,
Oh, yeah.
and which I think maybe Ed recognizes that too. I'm not sure, but at any rate, that's where I'm from. But I live in Southside, Virginia now, in a very red area.
Okay.
And I'm not commenting on the latest things with Trump. Y'all covered that pretty well.
Okay.
But what I would like to comment on is what I have seen happen over the last 10 years. And I think y'all realize this, is that so many people in this country have been swayed by what they have seen on Fox News and
Agreed.
through other right-wing podcasts or whatever. And I think that's beginning to change.
I think we need to nuke that whole thing right off the air after this.
That would be wonderful. But I think, and I've never watched Fox. I don't intend to. I'm not going to watch Donald Trump spew his hate and whatever on TV. It makes me physically ill to listen to him. So, don't ask me to quote him because it's just trash coming out of his mouth anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The one thing I see happening is that a lot of people that have listened to this trash over the last 10 years, in the last year, they've stopped listening to anything because the news does not look good for them no matter where they get it from.
Right.
And so I think that tide's beginning to turn a little bit. And I think really what needs to be done throughout the country, and of course you started a long time ago, and I appreciate that, and I've been following you ever since you started.
Well, thank you.
And I appreciate greatly what you have done. It's not getting out to enough people, but maybe that'll change too over time.
Well, we do all right. We do all right. It's not tonight, but generally I get, we get a pretty good response. But it's like I've said before. Don't worry about how much you can do. Just do what you can do. And if everybody does what they can do, we can win.
Well, I want to encourage you to keep doing it, and to keep in mind that some of these folks out here that have been hornswoggled by Trump, they're beginning to wake up a little bit, I think.
Well, I think they're starting to feel some of the pain.
Yes.
The point you make about Fox News, I will say this generally, when they got rid of the fairness doctrine and anybody could do anything they wanted with their so-called news, the media has been more responsible for the divisiveness in this country than anything, including politicians. And the reason is depending on what you listen to or what you watch, you get a different story. So I can sit with a Trumplefuck and say, what about this? What about that? And they'll say, I never heard of that. And the fact is they haven't heard about it because you're getting different stories and different takes on everything. So there is no way to come together with people because they've divided us so much just by informing us differently.
Yeah, I agree. I'm 73 years old. So I watched that in real time during the Ronald Reagan years. And of course, some of us called him Ronald Ray Guns.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you remember. I don't know if you remember that characterization of him. But
I remember a lot of characterizations.
Yeah, I remember watching the country go to hell while he was in office.
I call him Ronald Satan because that man had devil blood in his veins. He really did.
Oh, absolutely. But he was just a talking head.
Yeah.
And he was an actor. So, that's what he did, but that's where it all started. And I guess what I'm saying is don't lose hope on all those people yet. Because Fox News is starting to fall apart too, from what I hear.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I think mainstream media is losing a lot of ground as we get all these oligarchs trying to buy up all the mainstream media, more and more people going to independent media. I think mainstream media is going to go the way of the 8-track stereos and black and white TVs. Eventually, with the younger people, they don't watch network TV or even the streaming TV stuff. They're all going to be in trouble eventually. And Fox, once this all gets exposed, they'll probably be in the worst position.
I got to bring something up about Fox News real quick.
Yeah.
So Fox News is flailing so bad, and they're desperately trying to be complicit with Donald Trump so hard that one of the commentators, and I don't know the woman's name, but she got on there yesterday and she said, don't worry about Christmas. Don't buy presents for anyone under or over 18. Just buy presents for people under 18. Grandma doesn't need a new pair of slippers. If they don't live near you, you don't need to buy them presents. They're trying to justify the fact that fucking no one can afford fucking fuck all or anything.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're trying to make people believe that.
Their answer to high prices is don't buy so much, which in turn fucks up the economy.
Right? Yeah.
Don't pay any business to the people that we're screwing.
Honestly, I think it's good advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't buy fucking anything.
Like a bunch of millionaires telling us not to buy anything.
Yeah, don't. That's actually pretty good advice if you ask me. Don't buy anything right now.
Well, how many pencils do you need, TJ?
I only need two. I only need two. And you know what? I only have 3 dolls and not 23.
Exactly.
While we're on the
Yeah,
subject of how many anything anybody needs, how many fucking pairs of pants does Eric need? I mean, more than zero has got to be enough, right?
Oh boy, here we go again.
TJ, the only reason TJ only needs 2 pencils is because he's only got 2 nostrils. And
Right,
so
exactly. No, but what about my ears? I need 4. So you fucked
you might
up.
want to, yeah, well, no, you might want to go with something different there. And somebody said, Grandma definitely needs new slippers. I will tell you, Grandma and Grandpa both need slippers because have you seen those fucking toenails? For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know I do.
Yeah, I do too. Michael, thank you for joining us. I'm going to get some other people up here, but I appreciate
All right.
it. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Drop it.
Yeah, just buy less. I'm sure the merchants are happy he's saying that. Buy less because it's expensive.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down for it.
Yeah, it's I don't know how they can try to spin this because they've told us that they were going to bring the prices down. Are they just now acknowledging, well, we didn't bring the prices down, but save money by not buying as much?
Well,
So, Mike, let me ask you this in all seriousness.
Yeah.
So he had a press conference today with 9 of the pharmaceutical companies, 9 or 14, I forget how many, but they all promised to lower the drug prices. And he made it
Yeah.
very clear that, and he has to explain it like he's a 12-year-old. So he says, now, if let's just say TJ, the plumber, is, I don't know, let's just say Canada, sells a pill for $10. America gets the same pill for $10. And to assure us that they're going to build their facilities here to start producing those pills. How realistic is that?
that's not realistic, and I'll tell you why. Because a huge number of pharmaceuticals are made in India. That's one of their huge exports is pharmaceuticals.
Right.
And they're not the pharmaceuticals, they want to maximize their profits. They may make a faux effort to, they'll tell Donald Trump, oh look, we're going to build this one plant. It's going to be, a smoke and mirrors game. They'll say, hey, we'll build this plant. We're going to look, Donald, we're building this plant. And he's going to be, happy with that because he thinks all the pharmaceuticals are suddenly going to be made here, which is a fucking lie. Okay. It's absolute bullshit. They do make some pharmaceuticals here. There are some plants, but
There, right?
yeah, there are some, but overwhelmingly, India makes a fucking ton of our pharmaceuticals.
So basically, he just told another lie again. I mean, I don't understand how he can constantly do that.
What do you mean? He's been
That's
doing
all
it
he
for.
does.
Yeah, that's all he does.
Well, I mean, how can he continue to do it and they're just soaking it up like a sponge and not checking him on it, not giving him the realities on it and saying, hey, sir, at this point we can't do, you know what I mean? Like
All those pharmaceutical execs did in that meeting today is laugh at him, under their breath.
Yeah.
Because they just made him feel good because that's what he needs. He's got to have he got to get pat on the back. Oh, good job, Donnie. Yeah, we're going to do what you tell us to do, which is absolute bullshit. They're not going to do it, and they're going to be like, oh, look at this. We're doing this one little thing. They're going to make one fucking drug at some fucking plant in fucking Idaho, in a fucking right to work state, paying
Well,
paying everyone there $15 an hour with no benefits. Yeah, Donnie,
yeah,
we're doing it.
there's a comment in the comments comes from Mama She's Crazy One. She was on the show last time. She said, "Isn't he doing it and to hang a Trump RX put a website up that says Trump RX to try to distribute drugs?" Yeah, he did say that. He's going to put up Trump RX. He probably saw that Mark Cuban did it and figured there'd be a way to make $1 billion doing that. But let me ask you, who in this audience or who in this panel would buy their their pharmaceuticals from Donald Trump.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm a trustee on a multi-million-dollar trust fund for health insurance and PBM pharmaceuticals. And I'm going to tell you right now, we ain't fucking switching to Trump RX ever.
No.
That's
Well, you
not,
would never get your medicine ever. It would never show up.
well, you would get,
No.
you might get it. Hold on, you might get it, but you're going to pay whatever the cost is plus 33% to Donald Trump.
Well, and can you trust that it's a good product? I mean,
Yeah, somebody says zero quality control.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't need the USDA either. I guess fuck it.
They want to get rid
No.
of that regardless.
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. Let's bring her up, Mama. She's crazy. Hey, how you doing? What's on your mind? We were just talking about what you
Hi.
suggest about Trump RX.
Hi, friends. I don't know. I just heard it today about about him trying to push it as this is what's going to be like one of the solutions to the healthcare crisis, and that to me it just seems like another grift. It just seems like he's going to try to put it all under Trump RX, tie it in somehow to the Medicare or Medicaid or whatever kind of healthcare they're trying to, peddle. And that's what's going to be like the solution for them. You can get your meds at a cheaper price, but you're going to do it through our program.
Yeah. I'm going to. If I wouldn't buy a Trump steak or a
Never.
gold pair of tennis shoes, I'm certainly not going to buy my metformin from them.
I'll buy a Trump steak as long as it has his head on it.
Well, it's gonna be a shell game. That's all it's.
Right,
Yeah.
just like he's been doing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shell game because he's not gonna have anything to do with the manufacturing of the products. It's just gonna be another pass through where he can take a percentage.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's all.
You know,
Yep.
that's
I think his
it's
big grift is going to be the tirzepatides. It's going to be the weight loss drugs. I think that's what he's going to push for. It's going to go over well with the Republican women,
As
and I
as
think that's
as
going to be the
Rocky
big thing.
oh, sorry.
yeah.
As
why
Rocky
is it-
Vasilino says in the comments, I meant to say like a Trump steak, like STAKE.
Yeah. We got it. Didn't get it.
I can't fucking win here.
No, you can't win here.
I thought that
That's
was
our
a good
dream,
one,
that
Jay. I was
SDA
impressed you
thing.
had two good jokes in one night.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
hey, did you guys get your Trump cell phones yet? Because I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah.
I've never
yeah.
seen anybody wearing the gold sneakers either, so I don't know if those ever actually.
No, they never made it. I want to ask all you guys, Bo Wagner, who's on in the comments a lot, and I appreciate it. He brings up something I've only heard bits and pieces of. First, I thought it was just some made up shit that Fox News did, but now they're talking about the Patriot games. Does anybody know anything about the Patriot games? Because it sounds creepy.
My 12-year-old brought it up to me today and asked if they were going to
It's
have.
because the
High
Hunger
school
Games was
kid.
on TV.
Oh God.
Go ahead.
He
Mama.
saw the Hunger Games on TV. It's just like when he saw The Rock and wanted to reopen Alcatraz. It's something he saw on TV and he wants to copy it because he thinks it's cool because he's a demented old lunatic. We've been through this before.
Now,
Didn't
now
ever
Mama,
make
she's
y'all-
crazy. You said your
my-
12-year-old asked about this?
Yeah, my 12-year-old, my kids are I have three daughters. I'm raising three very liberal little girls.
Okay.
And yesterday asked me, like, I had two questions asked me that broke my heart yesterday. The first one, when I was putting to bed last night, was, are people we know going to get deported? Because they have a lot of black and brown friends, and one of their best friends is from Brazil. So they're freaking out about that. These are children. They don't
Yeah.
really don't ever have the news on, so they don't even watch it. They just know it from hearing around. And then they asked, and they're asking me about the 12-year-olds worried that they're going to pick two kids from each state to go compete in these games, and what's going to happen if they lose, because they've seen the Hunger Games and they don't trust our government, and that's
Well,
very
I have
frightening.
the same. I have the same question. You call it the Patriot Games. You're basically stealing from from Hunger Games. The image it portrays is you're going to send two young people out there and somebody's going to die. I hate to say that, but that's the image it's given. Does anybody know what the Patriot Games are supposed to be? Well,
It's supposed to be athletic competition, but I thought the same thing. Like it sounds exactly like the Hunger Games. Like what it doesn't really. I didn't really see anything specific about what kind of athletic competition. But
Well, I
I
can
don't
tell you
know
what
that
it
it doesn't
is.
involve pews and
No, it
other
doesn't. He
things.
said we're going to take two people from each state, a boy and a girl, and he had to make it clear that boys will not compete in women's sports. He said it 3 times,
My God.
right? And that was his big joke. Anyway, they're going to go through rigorous activities, and one guy would win and one girl would win, and basically that's it. It's just a Hunger Games in reverse, except for everyone stays alive, I guess.
you know what I think
Well,
they
we all
should
know
do?
he'd like it if they didn't,
What,
because he's
what
a
I
sick
think they
bastard.
should, what I think they should do to kick this off, we should have Donald Trump step up on whatever grandstand he's on and kick this off by doing one pull up and one push up. If that doesn't kill him, I don't know what the fuck will. This
Yeah,
guy, and he's big on the
At the very
Ozempic.
least, he'll
I
shit his
would empty my
pants.
savings account for that. What's left of my
I-
savings, I would empty it to see that.
his diaper would
Absolutely.
explode.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
I'll tell you.
it's just dumb ideas. I mean, we're gonna attack Venezuela. The
It just-
economy sucks, and we're talking about Patriot Games for
All
fuck's
this
sake.
does is prove that Donald Trump never has a fucking original thought ever.
He never has there's never an idea that comes out that's original or that gets executed properly. Like he just throws shit against the wall and hopes it sticks. That's this administration.
Yeah. So is this going to happen before or after the MMA fight that they're going to put on the front lawn?
When is that supposed to be?
I have no idea.
Oh
Does
man!
anybody have a
I think
clue?
I think
It's
it's
just dumb.
supposed to
Yeah,
be next
on his
summer, I thought he
birthday.
said.
Oh,
On his
The most-
birthday in June.
The
Mike
most
lied to me.
unserious
Mike-
administration.
Mike lied to me. He said it was going to be WWE.
No, I think
Maybe they'll
there's a
have this-
WWE thing too.
Well, yeah, it's the same. MMA,
Well, it was going to be
WWE.
WWE, but then Hulk Hogan fucking died. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
You know,
different.
that-
It's two different.
When you see the videos in inside the White House, it's so sad because it looks like the decor is mid-century pimp. It's just disgusting. You know what's funny though? When you look at some of the videos in Jeffrey Epstein's place on the island, the gold leaf and stuff, it looks a lot like what Jeffrey Epstein had down on his island. He had a lot of the gold leaf, the gaudy, stupid shit.
Tacky.
And now he's going to have a carnival in the front yard with the MMA or the
It's-
WWE.
It's actually UFC on his birthday.
Wow.
You know what it is, y'all? It's the fact that the people are so the first term, and this is obviously my opinion. His first term, we had a situation where at least there were some guardrails and there were some people in place that, like, it was, we all lived through it. We all know. And now, especially after we've seen this Vanity Fair article, we've seen all these exposés, we know what's going on. They don't care. They want him to say as crazy stuff as he can say. They're gonna push it because it's what gets gets him off, right? He's happy because people are talking. So he's going to continue to do whatever he wants, and they're not going to stop him. They're not stopping him now.
His administration is very much like the WWE. You have the heels, you have crazy, ridiculous shit, and
They're all
there
fucking
apparently is
heels.
people. Yeah. Well, they are, but they, they all seem to just eat this stuff up. I mean, when you think about what people watch on TV, be the reality shows and stuff, this is what people consume. So when the president does it, apparently they love it too. Until they get hit with some kind of financial strait, they're just loving the entertainment. The goofier he gets, the better they like it.
Mike, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You live in Minnesota. What do you think what's your thoughts on the ICE agent that was dragging that pregnant lady through the snow with her face in the ground?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Well, I wish Gabrielle had been there to kick some ass, actually. Um, but yeah, I haven't seen any of the ice in Minnesota, and I'm not sure what I would do if I saw something like that. But I can only hope that Will is correct in that there will be a reckoning, especially for these ICE agents. I think when this is all over and we have a new president, you have to dissolve the entire organization, the ICE organization, because even if you changed everybody in it, people will have that bad connotation to it. It's got to be dissolved, and everybody involved in humanitarian violations needs to be prosecuted, whether it's some little dumpy guy that's trying to be tough and wants to be an ICE agent. You knew what you're getting into. You took advantage of the situation. You need to pay the price.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what?
I could tell you this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I could tell you this. The Minnesotans decided to throw some Minnesota snow at them, if you know what I mean.
I know.
Some of it had a little ice in it. But
Yeah.
they made sure they knew that they were not happy about that situation.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Minnesota people stood up and pushed back. You get some, and we have our pockets of Republicans here too, so we have our share of dumb fucks. But people kind of are tightly knitted in their communities, and when they see people from their community being hauled out, they're going to get pissed about it. I'm surprised there hasn't been more attacks on ICE by these huge crowds of people or somebody.
Right.
You can't carry a weapon in this state, but in other states, I'm surprised somebody hasn't done something pretty crazy because the tensions are high.
I think they thought that was going to happen in North Carolina at first, that was going to be more of a problem. But I think people are very scared and trying to tamper down because they're so afraid of martial law. Like,
How are they going to do that? Is what I want to know. How are they going to pull that off?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Can you see if my buddy Gary's requesting?
Your buddy Gary. Chris, no, he's not.
Oh.
I'm going to bring Chris up though too, because he's a recent guest and we got him on here. And
Can I take a second to say something?
Yeah.
These guys want to go on and on about the Patriot Games. You know what? I would pay to have an actual Patriot Games where this entire administration and all the traitors who supported them are put into an arena. They do an actual Hunger Games style thing, and then we pew the survivor anyway. Why? Because fuck them ghouls.
Somebody named Ray Sean pointed something out that I forgot about. One ICE agent was caught in a sex ring here in Minnesota in Bloomington.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Giving a sense of the type of quality of people that are in ICE. We've got Chris up here now too. Chris, what's on your mind?
After what happened today, and the cover-up continues.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I don't really have a problem with it because it's clearly a cover-up, and there will be a reckoning for it at some point. So if Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Donald Trump want to commit crimes and cover things up, Godspeed, because they will get their comeuppance eventually.
Yeah,
And the thing about it is, though, too,
seriously,
it just makes the Trumplafucks matter and the Democrats matter because it becomes so obvious that they're covering it up. Even the Republicans have to be going, what the fuck? So this doesn't help them. By covering this up, this hurts them, and I'm all for them hurting themselves.
and he's coming after your governor on top of that.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's nothing much he can do to the governor. And our governor is Tim Walz.
I know.
He can handle himself with a big orange fat dumb fuck.
you are so lucky that you have Tim Walz.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
are.
love Tim Walz.
To the person in chat, who just said, "Look how many crimes they've gotten away with already, no accountability." I know it may look like they got away with it, but as Will has said on the show before, the wheels of justice may turn slowly, but they do turn full circle in the end. Every single one of these people and everyone who supported this is going down at some point. They're going down.
And don't y'all think that people forget that? Like the pendulum always swings back. And people just,
it
they're
always
doing stuff so short sighted.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing that Republicans don't see it coming, because they're going to get broadsided and they're going to not know what the fuck hit them. Coffee Man in the comments, I'll bring this up because this was interesting. Have you folks seen the ridiculous post of the young military officers celebrating the $1,776 check? I have not seen that, but I'm not surprised that they would create
That's
something
disgusting.
like that. Donald Trump announces that he's got this warrior dividend for $1,776. Then later we found out it was something that was already passed in the big beautiful bill, and it's for basic allowance housing. It's basically because they don't pay them enough for housing that they're giving them a little boost, which isn't enough. And Donald Trump wants to play off like he's handing out fucking gift cards like Santa Claus. It's just so lame and so weak.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke. That and and Trucker and I talked about this on the side. I think actually you were in this conversation, but if I was an active military personnel, I'd be fucking pissed that they fucking did that. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they're lying. It's money that they were already supposed to get, and these people are thinking that they're going to get something extra, and they're not getting something extra. They're getting fucked.
TJ, I explained it to my wife this way. Just say you and I pay half the mortgage every month. And this month, I say, hey, from now on, I'm going to give you $1,400 every month. Do what you want with it. You know what I mean? It's no difference. I'm already giving you that for the mortgage. I'm not giving you anything different. It's the same thing.
Right.
You know, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
Yeah, we know who the pig is.
Oh yeah.
Sadly, the Republicans in the base, they eat it up every time, though. Like, I don't mean like, yeah, most of them they do. They are like thrilled about this fake dividend.
Yeah. Well, stupid is as stupid does.
Yep.
Well, you know, that's the one thing about narcissists, having grown up with a father who's a narcissist. It's pretty common practice for them to make big claims and big promises and always disappoint. And that's exactly what he does every time he opens his mouth, whether it be for the money for the military or telling us how the tariffs are going to go. Well, that's the other thing. He was going to pay these $1,776 out of all the tariff stuff he's got, which if you add it all up, it's about $2.9 billion. And he was going to get it out by Christmas. Nobody's going to buy that.
Of course, Donald Trump is known for disappointing people. Just ask his 3 wives.
Yeah, no shit.
How about
What's the amount? What's the amount that he claims that he's getting that he got in tariffs? Like what's it, like 17 trillion or
18
something
trillion.
that he
Yeah.
claimed?
18.
18.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Mike, have you seen the video that I put out today where the soldiers were in the barracks and they were all checking their accounts? And yesterday, the 1776 was pending, but today it was gone and not even in their account.
Oh no.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
It was all
that's on my
anyway. What a surprise.
yeah, that's on my page, by the way. If anybody wants to see it, there's actual
Yeah,
military people showing that they were checking their accounts and the money was there yesterday, but it's gone today.
Well, it's
Wait.
not surprising given that Donald Trump thinks they're suckers and losers anyway. So why would they expect him to actually come through with something?
Right. Exactly.
Well, he should have put ghouls in there too, because they are that.
Yeah, it's upsetting. I tell you what, guys, we're at that point. I'm going to wrap up the Rational Boomer podcast and the TikTok live. I want to thank TJ, Jay, Trucker T, Rebecca, Chris, Mama, she's crazy.
My name is
And all the-
Catherine on the side.
Catherine,
in case
thank
you
you.
wanna call me
That's
Mama,
so
she's
much
crazy.
easier. Well, you're clearly younger than I am, and to call you mama just is weird. So yeah, okay, Catherine, I appreciate that.
Thanks
And
for having
everybody
me.
else that, no problem. Thank you for joining us, and all the other folks that joined us too. This was kind of impromptu. TikTok tried to suppress us, but fuck TikTok. If you just caught the end of this, the entirety will be running on Sunday, actually, on YouTube and Spotify, both audio and video versions. Just a heads up, tomorrow or coming up after midnight, Ed will be on the show, and you'll
Yes.
like that one because he's always does a great show.
Yeah,
Remember, people, fuck them ghouls.
Yeah,
Ed
I
is-
said it, I'll say it again. Fuck them
That's right,
ghouls.
fuck 'em.
I've got to say
Fuck
this,
'em.
Mike. I got to say this before you end. I was late again tonight because TJ, and that's all I'm going to say.
No, don't
'Cause
blame it
it's
on
you,
me that you were watching football, motherfucker. I know what the fuck's up. Don't fucking
Alabama
blame it on
won,
me.
by the way.
But well, for all of you folks who are listening, I appreciate you taking the time. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Have a good weekend.
Night, y'all.
Good weekend.